class, I wanted to touch base with you this week so we could talk a little bit more about week 3 and also the assignment for this week. This week's written assignment is a bit longer than the ones that were required in weeks 1 and 2, and it's worth more points. So I wanted to be sure to touch base with you early in the week so that I could give you all the information and make sure you were able to properly do the assignment. So this week we're looking at information and its source, embrace or reject. And what this really means is we know as critical thinkers we need to evaluate and analyze information. Well, what part of that means is where we get our information from. So all of our readings this week are going to be talking about determining what information is needed to formulate that opinion. How do we analyze the reliability of messages and the credibility of messengers? So what does this mean? The reliability of the messages, do we believe the facts that are being given to us? And then the credibility of the messenger is, do we believe the person that is telling us these issues? And then last, we're going to look at substantiating points of view on issues and problems. So in order to do all that and gauge how well students have learned those topics, we're going to do the point of view assignment. And if you click on here, you see there's several instructions that I'd like to go through with you at this time. Number one, again, this one needs to be a Microsoft Word document like all your assignments in this course. You want to make sure that you have that capability so that you can submit it as an attachment. Step 1 is to provide your opinion on one of the following issues in at least 75 words. So this is a minimum, not a maximum. So if you need more words to accurately give your opinion, then go ahead and do that. So the 3 options that the course gives us are the healthcare system, climate change, and national debt. Or you can also ask me for approval on another issue. Sometimes students select things like the death penalty, looking at the pros and cons of that, or sometimes students select issues such as welfare and the welfare system, and if there are pros and cons of that. Really, you want to pick an issue that there are materials on either side of. So you don't want to pick something that really all the material is out supporting one of the point of views, but you can't find anything on the other. So first, write a paragraph that provides your opinion. Then step 2 is going to be to locate 2 articles from either the university library or the internet. Now it says or the internet, and usually that's what a lot of students go for because you're comfortable researching on the internet, and I am too, and so I understand that. The thing with the internet that's different from the library is that you have to be even more vigilant in making sure that your source is reliable or credible. So, and we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a bit. But you're supposed to discuss each article in 75 to 100 words. And this is just to give an overview of what is the article about. Then you're supposed to talk about if the information in the article is reliable. Can we trust what they're telling us? Next, you're also to talk about whether the authors are credible or non-credible and explain why or why not. And again, this is, can we trust the person that's telling us? Do they have an ulterior motive? What is their educational background? Are they an expert in this field? Do they have any reason to be giving us information that might not be 100% accurate? And then, does the article or message show character, competence, and connection, ethics, or integrity? So what do we know about the person saying this? And then in the end, can we trust the article? So you're supposed to briefly provide an overview of the article, and then you're to talk about all of these. So all of this does not need to be in 100 words. The overview is 100 words, and then you need to address each one of these points. Then step 3 is to reflect on your original opinion. Again, in at least 75 words, that's a minimum. And you're supposed to talk about which article was more persuasive and why. If your opinion has changed, and why or why not, and what type of information or research would you need to change your opinion if it didn't change. So again, this is a third separate paragraph from the others. So really we're looking at 4 paragraphs here. This first, your opinion first, then an opinion, a paragraph on each of the articles, and then your reflection on if your opinion changed. This is all supposed to be on the same topic, so these are not separate topics. All of these, once you select your topics, will be on the same thing. You need to cite your references, format consistent with APA guidelines. There's a great sample APA paper at the Center of Writing Excellence. I always encourage students to look at that so they can see what the format looks like, and then you can apply it to your own. You can see what they include in the cover page, and then you can include that in your cover page, and you can see what the reference page looks like. Note that we don't need an abstract for this paper. You will see that in the APA sample paper. That's not required because of the length of this paper, but we do want a cover page, in-text citations in APA format, and then a reference page. Hopefully this brief overview will help you as you work on your papers. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm here to help you, and I look forward to reading your work.